Pursuing a career as a paralegal, what should I know? I'm considering pursuing a career as a paralegal. What should I know? Don't bother trying to scare me off. I just want some objective insights on the job market and challenges of the career. So the number one advice I would give, and this is based on, I'm an attorney and a professional executor here in New York, and I've trained several paralegals who have gone on to very happy and lucrative careers at bigger firms. So that's the perspective from which I'm answering this question. The number one thing you need to consider is what practice area are you going to focus on? Just like attorneys need to focus on, decide what type of attorney will they be, you really need to spend a lot of thought and figuring out what type of paralegal will you be. There's many, many different practice areas ranging from admiralty law, which is, I think, has to do with boats, I'm not really sure, all the way to just very specific workman comp law paralegals, very specific as well. So if you want to have the biggest pool of jobs available to you, you'll go into litigation. Just litigation is really the key, at the core, what most law is about: lawsuits and going to court and fighting, right? The drawback is, even though there'll be plenty of jobs out there, it's one of the most stressful areas. It's very stressful, a lot of deadlines, a lot of contentiousness. Litigators are, by their nature, just constantly in conflict, so it's just kind of an unhappy, generally, not every case, but it's generally kind of an unhappy work environment. This is my perspective. The next biggest pool of paralegal jobs would be transactional, and this would be mostly corporate jobs or corporate transactions like mergers and acquisitions, finance, that type of thing. The only drawback of that is, yes, it is also a bit stressful because there's a lot of money moving hands. There's a lot of deadlines. It's also very hard to get in. You need to have a very, very good sort of like a white-collar background, maybe even an Ivy League background, to get a foot in the door in those types of situations. So it might not be that easy to get in. And lastly, there's a whole other spectrum. The last one I'll mention is the one that I've trained and worked in, is estates and probates. And I think that's actually one of the best areas to go in because it has one of the highest quality of lives and a very strong, probably not the strongest, but a very strong compensation level. Meaning you'll get paid pretty well, but you'll still be going home at 5 or 6 o'clock, not 8, 9, 10 o'clock. If money is what's most important to you and just churning out as much earnings as you possibly can, go litigation or transactional. You'll probably get the biggest bang for your buck, but that's not to say you can't make a lot of money in estates or probate. There are roles for very experienced probate and estate paralegals that will pay upwards of $200,000 a year. So that does exist. You just probably need a lot more experience. And it's just generally a bit more of a pleasant work environment. You're dealing with folks who have already died, so there's not a whole lot of deadlines. There are some, estate taxes and such, but it's kind of a sleepy practice. I mean, a generation ago, it was almost completely dominated by more sort of elderly gentleman type attorneys, and then this may come off as sexist in this day and age, but this is how it was back then. But mostly the, working mother type attorneys. Things have changed, I understand. Just pointing out how it used to be. So it was really the quality of life practice area, and it still is in many respects to this day. So if you're looking for that balance of a good quality of life and pretty strong pay, plus interesting work, because you're getting to deal with people, family, money. I mean, it's like you're watching a soap opera or a Jerry Springer every day. So it can be interesting, but that's my 2 cents. I give this answer based on my experience as a probate attorney and New York professional executor for many, many years, and having trained many successful paralegals in my practice. Hope you find this helpful. Take care.